Welcome to the Boat Galley Podcast. I'm Carolyn Shearlock, here with tips, reviews, and how-tos for your cruising adventure. The Boat Galley Podcast is sponsored by FastSeas.com. Plan your next passage using FastSeas.com. Whether you're after speed or comfort, FastSeas will find the optimum route to your destination. FastSeas, making weather routing simple. Slow down, slow down. If you've recently purchased a boat, it's easy to feel like you have no clue about how anything operates. My husband Dave has a background in heavy industry. He was the hands-on manager who knew exactly how everything operated and was the first one called in an emergency just for that reason. When we bought K-Tal, our first cruising boat, I began to understand how we operated. When we bought her, the boat was in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and we were in central Illinois. On the purchase trip, the former owner was present and went over many of the systems with us. I assumed that on our next trip to the boat, we'd head out of the marina for a few days at a nearby anchorage. Dave had a different idea, and frankly, his was much better. Our next trip, actually the next two trips of about a week each, we spent learning the boat right at the dock. Together, we traced and sketched out every system on the boat and labeled it all. The first one was the freshwater system. I'll use it as an example. We started at the deck fill and followed the hose down to where it entered the water tank. No filters on that. We made a note that we needed to use a filter on the dock hose. Then we traced each line out of the water tank. Here's one to the freshwater pump. There's also a foot pump. This line goes to the head, this one to the galley. Oh, the filter for the cooking water is here. Here's an air vent. Here's the drain. Here's the seacock. As we went along, we labeled what every hose was, where it had come from, where it was going to, and we drew in the direction of the flow. One at a time, we did this with every system on the boat. Several things were important about this. We did it together. We were both learning the boat, and often one of us would have a question or spot something that was good for both of us to know. Some systems one of us understood better than the other initially, but when we were done, we both felt that we knew our boat and that we had the same understanding of it. Second, we sketched it all out. We didn't just look at drawings that already existed or take photos. Our sketches were nothing professional, but having to draw it made us know exactly where things went and not just assume. We found a few problems that we took care of, and things to note that we had to add to our maintenance lists. We took our time, too. We didn't try to do too many systems in a day. We needed time to absorb it, and we needed time to have fun, too. Now, I know there's going to be some who say, but I'm not mechanical. I'm not going to understand it. Don't worry. You don't have to be super mechanically inclined to understand the basics of how the boat works. By tracing the systems, instead of just trying to understand how something works in the abstract, I'll bet you find it does make sense. And once you know the basics of how things work, you're going to be a lot more confident using them and dealing with any problems that come up. Now for us, when we finally did leave the marina and head to an anchorage, we felt confident we knew the basic systems. Still, there was a huge learning curve about sailing, motoring, and anchoring her. But at least we weren't learning everything at once, which is what we would have done if we'd just immediately left the dock. I'll talk a little bit more about learning the systems next time, too. Until then. Thanks for listening. If you like the show, please be sure to subscribe in your podcast app. Just search for the Boat Galley Podcast. And reviews are always appreciated. Until next time, then.